Consumers have been warned to be vigilant of debt counselors who are placing them under debt counselling without their knowledge or consent. The National Credit Regulator says in some instances, consumers are contacted telephonically and offered assistance on debt consolidation or reduction of interest or installments on their accounts. NCR Complaints Department Manager Enica Mpete joins us for more. Enica, very good afternoon to you. Thanks very much for your time. Give us a bit of background to you, of course, raising this issue and putting it out there.
Thank you for your good afternoon to the viewers. Thank you for having me. The reason why the NCR decided to put this out there is because of the alarming number of complaints that we've been receiving regarding allegations of consumers being placed under debt review without their consent. So there has been trends that we observed leading up to consumers being placed under debt review. Consumers are basically contacted telephonically and where they are offered some kind of assistance on debt consolidation or reduction of interest or installments on their accounts. In other instances, the caller would allege that they are actually working with the NCR or they are working with the government to assist consumers on their debts. In most cases, they would call having information of the consumer at hand. How that is obtained is unknown to the NCR, and that really makes it believable to a consumer that they are actually working with the NCR. So during that telephone call, consumers would be misled into providing personal information and confirming their details over the phone under the belief that they are actually consenting to something other than debt review.
What are the dangers, though?
The danger is that once a consumer is placed under debt review, they are not able to access credit until they are actually rejected. The application is actually rejected by the debt counselor, or is rejected by a magistrate, or they pay off all their debt obligation under the debt review.
But what happens? What should you do instead? In other words, here I am in debt and I'm not able to service these debts. What are the best options for me? What should I do instead?
Under normal circumstances, if we're not talking about debt review without consent, if a consumer wants to apply for debt review, which is a voluntary process, they can approach a debt counselor who is registered with a National Credit Regulator for assistance. So a consumer must be over-indebted, meaning that their income is not enough to cover their monthly installments on accounts or debt obligations. Then they must approach a debt counselor. Then the role of the debt counselor in that process would be to assist consumer to restructure the debts and negotiate with the credit providers on reduced installments.
Is that the only option?
That is not the only option. The consumer can also consider to approach the credit providers where they notice that they're struggling with their monthly repayments, to try and negotiate and see if the credit provider cannot assist to come to some kind of an agreement in terms of reducing the installments. And if that is not helpful or it's not possible, that's when the consumer can consider going under debt review.
Now, what recourse do consumers then have? In other words, in an event where I'm approached by this person who says, I'm gonna assist you with your debt consolidation, and you discover after the facts that you were duped into this, recourse do I have? Where do I go? What do I do?
Consumers who are placed under debt review without their consent, they can lodge a complaint with the NCR through our call center. They can send an email or contact us telephonically on 0860 627 627, or send an email on complaints@ncr.org.za. Alternatively, they can approach our office in person and complete what we call Form 29, which is also available on our website. And if they are lodging a complaint on behalf of someone, then they should also submit consent form, which is signed by the complainant or the consumer, confirming that they are authorizing the third party to lodge a complaint on their behalf. And then they will include all the supporting documents in relation to the allegations of debt review without consent.
Enica Mpete, thanks very much for your time.